All right. Guys, welcome to the Monks Academy, an educational channel where we explore the realm of decentralized finance so you guys can take charge of your financial future. A project powered by the Omm Monks for the Omm Finance community. Uh, Today, I'm really excited to have our very own Omm Monk Poopster with us to discuss all things about DAOs. Get his story about how he got involved in a DAO, how he started working in crypto. It's a really interesting session. I'm really excited for it. I'll be obviously we'll be breaking down some of the points of why a DAO is important in the DeFi ecosystem, and of course will be the most important key point that we'll be touching on is how you as a community member can join a DAO, what you need to get yourself out there in terms of visibility and things like that. So, really important session. Really excited to have Poopster. Poopster, welcome to the Monks Academy today.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for I'm really grateful to have this opportunity to get up here and talk and kind of share my experience and that I've had in hopes of maybe getting some more people involved. I think that that maybe once people kind of hear where I come from, that'll give them some kind of encouragement to get started if they've been thinking about joining a DAO or jumping into the crypto world. So yeah, excited to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, and I was going through. Trying to give an introduction into what sort of projects, what sort of things you're involved in crypto, and there's a long list of things. So I'll leave that to you to explain. So how did you get involved in crypto, and how did your journey begin?
Right. So this is kind of this is I'm going to give y'all the kind of the longer version since we have a few minutes, and I feel like it's a pretty interesting story, and so I hope that you guys will find that as well. I think that once again, like I said, my main goal in kind of telling my stories that maybe somebody can hear this and realize that that how easy it is to get involved, and that anybody can actually do this. And yeah, so with that being said, I'll just kind of jump right in. So just for a little bit of reference, first off, I'm much I'm for the crypto crowd, so I'm like a crypto grandpa, right? I'm 43 years old. And yeah, right. So I don't kind of fit the natural mold of what you would think is somebody working in the field, but I spent 20 plus years working in the air conditioning and heating industry, and it's something that I didn't really enjoy a whole lot, but it's something that I was good at, and I could kind of make a living, and so it was just it was a business that had run in the family, and so naturally, I guess it was kind of, I felt like it was kind of my role to take that on as well. So anyway, I spent 20 years kind of working in that industry, and I was never really very happy doing that, but like I said, I was able to get by, and I think that the real kind of turning point came in, I believe it was 2018. I had heard about crypto, and I'd been dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin and Ethereum I started doing that, like I said, maybe in early 2018 or so. It was right after the big ICO craze, and everything had just crashed and come back down. And I thought, well, maybe this is a good opportunity for me to finally get involved, and start kind of learning more about this. So I started dollar cost averaging, buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I was still at that time working in the air conditioning and heating industry, and so I didn't have a whole lot of time to kind of jump in and learn everything that I would have liked to have learned. But that all changed in 2018. I was diagnosed with leukemia, and it was a very rare form of leukemia. It was some of you may know, I'm based in Houston. I've lived here my whole life, and we're very fortunate to have MD Anderson here in Houston, which is one of the best cancer centers in the world. And so just kind of by happenstance, like I said, I got a very rare form of leukemia, and like even they were like, man, we haven't seen anything like this. We very few cases, but that's so it was a very difficult time for me in that I kind of had to stop working and started going through chemotherapy, and eventually it ended up with me getting a stem cell transplant. And like I said, after all the chemotherapy and the stem cell transplant, and after all that, I had a very, 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 I didn't have an immune system. That kind of, the chemotherapy, cleaned all that out. So, I couldn't go back to work because, without an immune system, it's very dangerous. If I'd have gotten a fever above 102 degrees, I'd have to go check into the hospital, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, they were just very cautious about me doing anything. And then COVID hit to compound things. So then I really couldn't do anything. And I was basically trapped, right? And I couldn't get any assistance. I didn't qualify for unemployment. I was in a very, very difficult spot. And all I had going for me was a 401k, a meager, I don't know. I think it was about $25,000 that I had to kind of cash out and play with. And, they had just announced that they were going to allow people to do that tax-free, to cash out their 401ks because of COVID. And so I was like, well, this is my chance. This is my shot. So I cashed out what kind of meager holdings I had and jumped into crypto and started really just kind of learning everything I could about it. I was in Discord servers. I was on YouTube, on Twitter, asking questions. Just back then, it wasn't like it is now. It was very different. It was very, very young. There weren't all the communities, all the different Discord communities and Telegram communities, and there wasn't anything, so really, I think that a lot of my time was spent kind of helping build that initial framework. And I use the word build lightly. It's not like I did a lot, I like I said, I don't have a technical background. I don't have a financial background. So yeah, it was something that I really wanted desperately to be involved with. So I would do anything I could to kind of get involved with these projects, whether it was helping new users when they came into the Discord servers, and so like I said, this was all around this was actually, all this kind of came to fruition right around the time that yield farming became a thing. So that's when, Compound Finance launched their governance token. And, shortly after that, it was Yearn Finance and Yams and all the fun projects that came out of DeFi summer is kind of when I started to learn more. And actually, I skipped I skipped something that I think is very important. I said that I had been dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin and Ethereum prior to all this, and I think that when I started to kind of look more into crypto, one of the projects that interested me a lot was Icon, right? So, and there were a couple more as well. So Icon was actually one of the first projects, aside from Bitcoin and Ethereum, that I started dollar cost averaging into. And, I saw the potential here, and I thought this was an amazing project, and wanted to, start loading my bags, because I felt like it was going to be like I felt like that the Icon team was really building something special here, right? And it wasn't getting a lot of press over here in the States, as some of you may know. I think it's a little bit bigger kind of in the overseas crowd. So, yeah, I did have some familiarity with what Icon was building and doing, and was excited about the project as well. So that'll kind of I'll loop that back in a little bit later in the conversation. Yeah, so I'll take a break real quick. See if there's any kind of if there's not any questions or whatever. I'm happy to go on, but
Yeah, go on. Sorry, I had to mute it for a second because I got a bit emotional when I had no idea you'd gone through so much in terms of chemo and stem leukemia and things like that. So I mean, that's something that I had no idea. I've come to know you now over, I think, at least a couple of months. Yeah, man, it's heartening to know that you've fought your way through. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, man. No, I get it, and yeah, it's just part of my story, and like today, I don't. I guess I don't really kind of look at it the same way, because it's kind of like an experience that I had, and I've passed it now, and like just for to update, like my cancer's in remission and everything's fine. Like I haven't had it. There's been no issues with it since my stem cell transplant. So yeah, it
That's good news.
was really actually it was super weird, man. So like I'll just kind of give a little short story here regarding that. Like I went in, I checked into the hospital, and I actually checked in the day. I think it was the day after Christmas, and so yeah, like I was gonna get my stem cell transplant on like the 28th, I believe it was. Right before the new year, just so I could get that insurance, to make sure that insurance paid for it. That was another thing that came out. We had huge medical bills. Like it was a daunting task. You know what I mean? It was a very, but I felt like I was at a point where I didn't have anything to lose, right? Like it's either, what am I going to, it's either I'm going to, I'll get sick and not going to make it, or, I'm going to make it and I'm going to prosper. So it was just kind of like, but when they actually did the stem cell transplant, it was really weird, dude, because they just came in with like a bag of plasma, just like you would, just like if somebody was getting like a blood transplant or receiving blood. And they just hung it up on the pole and let it drip. And about 30 minutes later, they were like, okay, that's it. So it was like super uneventful. You know what I mean? Like you would think that, yeah, but
I like how you casually put it, but I'm sure it must have been a scary experience going in.
Yeah, I don't know. That's you would think that, and to be honest, I really don't like remember that much about it to think if I was or
Yeah.
if I wasn't. I know that my family was very concerned and scared for me,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like I just don't remember how my frame of mind going into it, but it wasn't fun. It definitely sucked. It definitely sucked, man. It was not an experience that I would wish on anybody. But like I said, it's over now, and for the most part, things are, I look at it like it was for me, it was actually a real blessing, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. I mean,
it kind of allowed me,
you're in crypto now, so that's
yeah,
it's amazing.
and it's what it kind of led me to where I'm at and allowed me to do that. So like I'm grateful for the experience. Yeah, yeah. So like anyway, I after all that, I was I'd been very blessed to be able to. I made a little bit of money, and I'd started to be able to kind of support myself and my family with the money I was making from like yield farming. But that wasn't going to be sustainable trying to yield farm with, started out with what was like $25,000. So
Yeah.
um, I had to figure something else out. I mean, it was fun and awesome to be able to learn all that, but that doesn't always pay the bills. So,
Yeah.
um, I think that my first real job in crypto was with Harvest Finance, and I don't know how much y'all know about Harvest Finance, but it's a yield aggregator that launched on Ethereum back in September of last year. So we just celebrated our first birthday, but I just kind of they were one of the first yield aggregators, and it was a project that I'd heard about and I was really excited for, and so I just kind of jumped in the Discord, started helping people, started answering questions, and like I said, just doing the things that you would do. I had a real passion I found for like I wanted to share this kind of gift of DeFi that I'd found in yield farming, and I wanted to bring that to my friends and the people that I wanted to help. So the communities here were the people that were my friends and the ones I wanted to help. And the team asked me, "Would you like to be a moderator?" And I said, "Sure." And so I started out just moderating Discord channels for projects I was passionate about, and eventually that led to a community manager role. And for me, we did a lot of really cool things there. I think that was a really amazing time because it was kind of the birth of DeFi, and a lot of like what we built and are still building is kind of a new and novel idea, right? That so we're breaking ground and doing things that people have never done before, and so this whole thing is kind of a learning experience, and that's the way I like to look at it. And my goal now is to kind of I look at myself as a disciple of DeFi, right? I like to say that. I think that I believe in a multi-chain future. I think that there's plenty of room for all of these protocols that are doing well today to succeed. And like I'm really excited for Icon because of the fact that it's an interconnector between all these different projects. So I think that there's an amazing value prop there for where we are in the middle of all this. I think that that we have a real opportunity, especially with the launch of BTP and the upcoming EVM compatible ICE chain. I think there's going to be some really awesome opportunities for ambassadors between the different communities. That's what I look for myself. Like that's what I'm excited about, is being an ambassador for these different communities and kind of bridging the Ethereum and the costs. I think I think that that's going to be crucial for us, like going forward, is forging these collaborations and partnerships that allow us to work together. So that's kind of my goal. And I know that I'm not here from the original story, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, sure.
Okay, no, sorry to interrupt. So I just wanted to like catch you there in terms of. So you just mentioned a little bit about actually working for a DAO. What is the experience that, or like for any community members listening in? What is the experience like in terms of working? Is it like a normal normal operating hours, so to speak, of a traditional day job? Poopster, you're on mute. Sorry.
Sure. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Apologies. Like I tell my old lady this all the time. Like we have such an incredible opportunity here. Like I can't even imagine. I look at these people that go into work every day for like a 9 to 5 job or something, and to be honest, I just can't even imagine that. Like it's completely. And I did that for like 20+ years. That was, yeah, into a job and kind of doing the whole grind and more. So like for people to get involved, like I said, for me, it was just, I got busy and kind of found my role and found my way within, the projects that I was passionate about. But for like anybody that wants to get involved, anybody can get involved here. And the thing is that all these DAOs, we need all different types of people. It's not just for people that can code. It's not just for people that want to participate in governance, right? That's not the essence, in my eyes, of a decentralized autonomous community. I feel like that there's so much more to it and I've seen it in the inside. I've helped launch several DAOs, and continue to. I'm in the process of helping, launch the Polygon ecosystem DAO as we speak, right? And there's so many opportunities, as far as like content. We need help with content creation. I think educational material is going to be one of our biggest needs. So like finding people to help us make like infographics, a lot of people can, this is not something, so like there's opportunities for everyone to get involved, I feel like. And all you have to do, like if you're interested in working for a DAO, just reach out to somebody that's, there's tons of DAOs, and just reach out to somebody and ask, hey, what kind of opportunities are there here? And what you'll find 9 times out of 10 is that the communities of most of these DAOs, or at least all the DAOs that I've been involved with, are just good people, right? Yeah. And they're like us. They just want to help people. They want to help onboard people. They want to help bring, kind of DeFi to the world, right? So, sorry, I know what was the original question that I've deviated from? Like, how can more people?
I think you answered pretty accurately in terms of just want to know how the working culture was like, what kind of working hours and stuff. So I think
it's an amazing working environment. And to be honest, like I said, I look at this like these are my friends. I love these people. This is my family. I spend personally, I spend probably 12 to 16 hours a day here on Discord, on Twitter, in working groups and community calls, AMAs. I just love this stuff. So like, this is, I can't get enough. And this is what I do for, I do it for a living, but I do it because I love it, not because, so yeah.
Yeah. But why do you think? Why do you think? Obviously, on topic of working for a DAO, and you just mentioned that you plan to start a DAO. Obviously, DAO is obviously a work in progress. There's no project has really taken a DAO structure from the scruff of the neck and really taken off with it. What DAOs in crypto really stand out for you from the rest?
Yeah, that's a great question. Like, I'm so, there are tons and tons and tons of different DAOs right now, and I think that there's so many different cool DAOs doing and cool projects being built out there right now. That's kind of that's tough to answer, to be honest with you. I think that Bankless has done something really amazing with kind of the way they've launched and structured their DAO, because of the fact that they were one of the first ones to launch a DAO where they don't really have like a working DeFi product. You know what I mean? It's a content creators kind of DAO. So I really kind of look to what they've done, and as some of you may or may not know, I work very closely with Umma Protocol as well. And Umma has we've been kind of trying to build out our community program there as well, the Super Ummans. And in that, we've been working very closely with Bankless. So Bankless has been using a lot of Umma's products, but we've also been kind of collaborating amongst the community to find out how we can better build these DAOs and better service the people that are helping to build them. And so yeah, I think that Bankless provides an awesome model. Gitcoin, of course. Badger is one that kind of launched directly into being a DAO, and that was something that I was part of as well. And that was actually really interesting to see because of the fact that they from the beginning they wanted to start out with kind of like everything on chain and do it. They wanted to do everything by the book. So I think that was really interesting, and it continues to be kind of interesting to watch what Badger's building.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think that nobody's. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Go on. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think you're right. I think like nobody's gotten it perfect yet. I think that much of it started out, with a centralized entity, and I think that that may be probably, at least for the time being, the best way to do it. Because it's difficult to start out with just a completely. At least nobody's done it yet. So I think that we're still kind of waiting to see that kind of perfect air launch.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of hype on Olympus as well in terms of what they're doing as well in terms of products. There's sometimes divided opinion. Olympus, Omm, the OHM, the coin Olympus DAO. It's there's a lot of hype about it. So there's a lot of interesting things going on there.
What they're doing is super impressive, actually, and I'm not a part of that. I'm not invested. I'm not active there. But from the sidelines, I have seen a lot of the stuff that they're doing, and so like one of the things that I think is really really cool that they're doing is the token swaps.
Mm-hmm.
And like aligning their community with other communities through token swaps, treasury, kind of diversification. And like, I think that's a really, really interesting aspect that personally I want to explore more of. So like immediately I jumped in and threw my thoughts out there in Uma's Discord server about us doing something like that with some of the projects that we've been partnering with of late.
Yeah, the interesting thing, as you just mentioned about the DAO to DAO token swap, I think that was one of the few occasions that two DAOs have swapped tokens. I think I may be wrong, but I think that's a very rare occasion that has happened. I think.
Yeah, it's something it is new, and it's something that I think we're going to start to see a lot more of. So, like, I think it's
Maybe
really cool.
yeah, maybe something
Yeah,
for Balance and Omm to think about.
absolutely. It's absolutely something that I think that Balanced and Ohm should be considering and maybe even discussing at this point. I think that'd be really cool to just kind of kind of a show of solidarity. Like this is, we plan to participate in this ecosystem, and we want to build out a strong ecosystem here on Icon. And I think that'd be awesome.
Say with the audience, community members listening in, if they are interested, in working for a DAO, is there like a job board kind of thing? Is there a forum they could go to, or is it, or if they are really interested in a project, how can they get involved? Like how do you go about it?
Yeah. So like, for instance, and I'll just give like, from my experience with Harvest Finance, like I said, that's where I kind of got my start in DeFi, and Harvest isn't actually like a true DAO in the sense of the word, because of the fact that the developers for Harvest are anonymous, and they hold the keys to our project. So a lot of the like decision making is still centralized at Harvest, and that's something that we're working to decentralize. But like once again, this is these kind of things take time, and I think that in order to maintain some level of flexibility and kind of the ability to act quickly, you forego some of that decentralization. So, at Harvest, that's something that we're still kind of working towards, but I think that if you look at our community, we're a shining example of what a DAO should be, because of the fact that our community is so active, and I think that that's where we get a lot of our guidance from, is the actual community itself. So yeah, like we develop programs. For instance, like we have a program called the Council of 69, where any Harvest community member can go out and propose, like a strategic investment in say like an up and coming protocol, right? And what that would do is the DAO, Harvest. The community would then vote on that, and if it's approved, then we'd take something like a $50,000 seed round investment, and we've actually done this with several protocols. So we hold Harvest Treasury holds tokens of like Pendle Finance, and I think Barnbridge, and maybe some others. Just kind of that we've had the opportunity to get on our perpetual protocol as well. We'll take those profits and give them back to the community, right? So,
Yeah.
and once again, like that's a community program that's, was suggested by the community and run by the community, and once anybody can participate in it and come in and 90%, like I said, 90% of the profits from those program go back to farmers, and then the last 10% actually goes back to the community member that proposed it. So,
Yeah.
there's lots of ways that you can get your community involved and like busy, And like I know that you said, well, how does somebody go about doing that? Well, for example, at Harvest Finance, I went on this whole kind of rant to tell you, that like we have, if you go to our website, harvest.finance, we have a tab right up there in the corner that says, I believe it says jobs or work. So like a lot of projects will just have their bounties or their job opportunities listed right there on their website. I guarantee if you go into any of these discords, you can find a help channel or a jobs and / opportunities channel, because all these projects are really looking for help. And especially, I'll throw this out there if anybody's kind of seeing what Index Finance is doing. They're really doing an amazing job of kind of engaging their community and looking to build out their community program, right? So,
So I guess I mean, obviously everyone obviously has a day job, and obviously crypto investing is a hobby for some and part-time job for some, and obviously some who have been in it for a long time, it's a full-time job for them. But for the majority of our community members, it's still they obviously have day jobs. So with day jobs,
yeah.
obviously time is difficult for them to even allocate to research and look for DAOs to get their foot in the door. What kind of skills are required, or how can someone working a day job, how can they start their first steps entering the industry?
Sure. So yeah, there's tons of there's all kinds of levels. You're right, like of people that work. So like for example, at Umma, we have people that are full time that do this as their full time job, and then there's people who may only be there for an hour or two a week. So there's like all kinds of different levels of participation, and really, it's kind of up to the user. It's kind of up to the community member themselves. You can there will be opportunities for anybody to kind of come in and commit as much time as you want to it. So the old saying, you kind of get into it or you're going to get out of it what you put into it. That's for the most part true here, right? So I think that you're going to find that the more time that you can then dedicate to it, the more rewarding it will be. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of kind of positions available for people just to come in, and maybe it might just be jumping in on some of these community calls and kind of listening and getting a heads up of what's going on in the community and where the community needs help, and maybe just making some suggestions, just get involved. I think it's very easy just to go in and get involved and just kind of see what's going on in these different communities. And just ask. That's all you got to do is just ask. Hey, where do we need help here? What is it that we need built? Are there any goals that we're trying to accomplish that we're having issues with right now? There should be. I think that there will be people in every single Discord that will be happy to give some guidance on how you can get involved with their project.
Well, we've got a question coming in. Hi, Donnie. Good to have you.
Hey, good. Thanks for having me. Yeah, hi. How you doing, man? And just thanks for all the important information you're giving out. Like I have a full-time job, and I don't know if many of you know this, but I work with the Ion Icon team to help get that news out. So I have to do a lot of research in between like jobs and make sure that all my alerts are on Twitter and kind of hunt things down. Discord's made it a little easier as well to like find out information and try to like put that together for Fez and and the team to get it out. I guess like for me, I'm in transition. I would like to go crypto full time, And with the passive income I'm generating through balance and Ohm and Celsius and everything else, I see the finish line coming. But for a lot of people, it's hard because you can't. It's hard to quantify like how much you can earn from working for a DAO. You know what I mean? So maybe like if you, I don't know, if it's not too much, maybe you can give us like an understanding of what obviously you get paid for the value you offer, but maybe depending on like what you do, having like hard numbers may allow for someone like me in transition to take that final leap. And then just second thought was I come from an events background. I have zero like background when it comes to like technology, like so when you say, oh, we need infographics, and I would love to provide that stuff, but I don't even know what programs I would even start to use. So like maybe actual programs where you can get started, what to learn, maybe providing a Udemy Academy like tutorial for those who just, if you want to go learn how to code or like learn how to use Photoshop or whatever, that can be helpful. And so, yeah, is there any way like you can like kind of quantify like, if you were to work 10 hours a day for such and such, providing X value, what would be like the potential earnings that one could get from that? You know what I mean?
Sure. So it's going to be different everywhere. And once again, like everything that you're describing is literally being built out as we speak. So a lot of this is undefined. I think that there's opportunities for people like yourself, for people like yourself that are interested in finding out more about that, to actually like lead that charge and determine that yourself, right? So, for instance, do any of you guys have any thoughts or ideas about? Let's kind of open this up for a minute and just do any of y'all have any thoughts or ideas about anything that we could do here at Omm to make the project better, to improve, to get more community members involved? What is something that like you would find fun? If you just walked in the door of our Discord server today, what is something like fun and cool you would think that would make you say, man, this is neat. I want to learn more about this project. I want to get more involved. And if anybody, if anybody has any thoughts, ideas, or just even questions about that, feel free to raise your hand, and we'll get you up on stage. Or you can just, if you want to post something in the chat channel, just tag me on it, and I'll have a look at it. And I see that Bearish Bull tagged me 20 minutes ago, so I'm on mobile. And apologies for not picking that up, but I guess maybe is that what you asked earlier, Arash?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think Donnie was reading my mind, because my next question was on kind of pay scales and things. I know it's difficult to kind of quantify it. I know Donnie's question is it's difficult to answer, but is there any kind of can you say a pay scale from a maybe a community manager kind of role to an entry level? Is there
Sure.
just something
Sure.
that we
Yeah.
can?
Thank you for keeping me on track. See, I completely averted the the question. Yeah, and went way out in left field. So thank you for reeling me back in. As far as hard numbers, sorry, I'm trying to respond to bearish bull in the welcome channel. He left me a really fucking awesome message. So he's making me like get emotional and stuff. So thanks for that, man. That's fucking awesome. I love to hear shit like that. And thank you. And I'll give a further response on that a little bit later. But yeah, getting back to the original question of like, how much money can you make in this? So like I think it just depends on what kind of role you take, and what you what it is you how much time you invest, and like really just how much work you do and the quality of that work. So this is a true meritocracy. And we've got lots of tools for determining, like for kind of measuring and giving some value to a lot of tasks and processes and things of that nature. Once again, this is still all being built like as we speak. So, I won't be able to answer like every single question, but like for a community manager, it's not unreasonable to come in and expect to make $2,000 a month, moderating a Discord. So like, what does a community manager look like, right? Would be my kind of rhetorical question on this one, right? What are the duties of the role? What is the responsibilities? What are anyway, I don't want to get too deep into that so that I can't actually answer the question. But I think that, like, regarding community manager, I think that $2,000 a month is probably a base level pay for something like that. Once again, all projects look at community managers differently. Some may see a community manager as just a moderator who, moderates the Discord channel, which would entail like, keeping conversations in the correct channels, banning people when they, warning people when they're, spreading FUD, kind of being a referee of the Discord, which a lot of times the community will police itself. So you may not need a ton of help in that regard, but secondarily, it'd be like what it would look like would be like bringing in different bots and things to help automate processes in the Discord. For example, like the tip bot, a scheduling bot like Sesh bot.
Okay.
All the different. Okay, yeah, bots. It would be like bringing in bots, maybe organizing community events such as contests, helping like put together a bounty program, things like that. Anyway, not to go too deep on that, but something like that would be what I consider a community manager position.
Yeah. I think starting is at $2,000 and upwards.
That's what I would say.
And how much work would that entail in terms of hours? Well, I know it's difficult to quantify it, but I guess a few hours a day, I guess.
I would say, you're probably looking at a few hours a day. And that's not like intensive stuff, it's just making sure that, if you can get, a good group of moderators, then, you can look at it, the community manager. So some places look at all of the moderators as community managers, which is kind of the way I like to look at it. And then others would just look at a community manager as like a PM, like a project manager, a project lead, who would manage all of the moderators, right? Yeah. So for the sake of this conversation, let's look at it. Let's look at it in the sense of a community manager is not the product lead or the project manager. A community manager, I like to look at it like, so for instance, at Harvest Finance, our community managers are called, we have like different roles like gardeners and, yeomen, things of that nature. And all the community managers there, they all kind of get the same pay, which I believe is, like I said, our baseline is $2,000 a month. And then, we have, what we do is we have once a month, they all report to our foreman, which is,
Cool.
he would be considered like the PM, like the project manager.
And I guess $2,000 is in crypto and in the governance token, so I guess it appreciates as well.
Yeah. So
Hey, I just want to sneak in one question, just really quickly.
Sure.
Would you find it beneficial? Like, I heard your story, and it was like, again, it got me emotional as well. And there's a lot of us out here, like, no, it's a lot of us out here. We're in transition. In your opinion, do you think it would be beneficial for DAOs to like, create like a fund for as a way to generate content creators and maybe more developers and coders to allocate a fund and for those who qualify, who be like, hey, you know what, you're in transition, we want to help you make the leap to go full-time crypto, we want you to do it on the Icon network or for Balance or for Omm. Here's this fund, we'll help you transition to full-time. You know what I mean?
Like Gitcoin, you mean, or you're talking like a specifically targeted for people that want to transition from like,
maybe like a mix, like Gitcoin, yes.
So similar, yeah, okay. So, what do you think that's something that maybe we could do through? Was it CPS?
It could, but someone just would have to like. Back it, they would have to get like the backing of the P reps, or if it's more like directed, it could come from a DAO. You know what I mean? Technically, we can vote on it on Balance and be like, hey, we want more developers to come, or this is just even if it was just like a charity event or whatever it was like that. Some of the funds can just help generate a buzz and generate like momentum for us to like attract new people into our ecosystems. That's what I meant.
Yeah, sure. Like, so that's something I'm actually kind of in the middle of right now as a member of the Polygon ecosystem DAO. Like, that's kind of what we're doing there. Yeah. So, like, just our goal there is to like reach out and find projects that need help building and so we try to give like financial support as well as co-marketing and things of that nature, almost like a launch pad, you know what I mean? And I think that's kind of what you're getting at as well, right? Yeah. Am I on the right page here?
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and that would be like, I would highly suggest that you put something like that into a draft. And honestly, Donnie, I
think that should come as a proposal. I mean, and I think that's something that we're looking at. I know the early contributors for Omm is looking at kind of carving out the DAO fund for these kind of activities. So I think proposal is in order, I guess.
Real quick, I want to be.
I'm happy to do it. I'm like I said, I need help just because of my work schedule has been kind of crazy. Like
sure. I think the monks. I think the monks are there for you. I mean, if you want to put in a proposal, just send it over to us, and then we'll or just a draft or just a couple of points in what you want, and then we'll beef it up and we'll try to make it work.
For sure, and anyone can steal this idea. I think an insurance product on Icon would be great as part of the next DeFi protocol.
Yeah.
on Icon.
Yeah,
And
it's
even
one of the suggestions actually I put down. I think I don't know who put it down, but someone asked, was it Protocol 7 or something? And I actually suggested an insurance protocol like Nexus Mutual or something like that.
absolutely,
Yeah.
just even if I could back up my loans. I mean, like, or whatever. Just to back anything up would be great right now. But yeah, we can just copy paste from Ethereum. That's all we got to do, right? We could be like
Yep.
Binance Chain.
I,
Yep.
I mean, that's really not, a lot of it initially, to be honest, Donnie. I mean, yeah, that's not a bad. Why wouldn't you take something that's been tested and proven and use it and build off of it? You know what I mean? Like build on top of that. Don't just, copy paste and then, stop. I would want to see like innovation there, like keep growing and building and try to, try some new things. But
Yeah, I think that's
yeah,
great. Yeah, Donnie. I mean, just drop me, drop me or any of the monks or poops a message, and or exactly what you. I think we've got an idea, so I think we can help structure it for you.
it
No problem.
it
I'll shoot
looks
you a line. I'll shoot you a line, and then I have this other idea because I come from the event space. I do like these big parties in New York. Maybe one day there'll be a proposal to do like a big icon hackathon. We could call it All Eyes on Icon hackathon event, and we can invite everybody and then just have our own kind of like celebration for the protocol itself. I think,
So,
you know,
so Donnie, I think on the 27th or 28th of this month, it's not 100% confirmed, but 99% confirmed. We're doing Monks Academy is doing a marketing session where we're bringing in, I think Fez is coming over, Tony D, Digital Dev,
awesome.
Devi Darko is coming on. So we're going to discuss about marketing, how to get the name out for Icon 2.0 for BTP. So I think we're trying to brainstorm ideas and help the community come up with a proposal. So yeah, join in.
I will. I'll be there. All right, guys. I have to get going. Gotta get back to work. My full time 9 to 5. I'll talk to you guys later. All right.
All right, take
yeah.
care, man.
Thanks, Donnie. I
Thanks a
appreciate it.
lot.
Hey, man, listen. Before you drop, why don't you send me a DM? I'd like to chat a little bit more when you get a minute. I think that I've got some things that can help you out, and I'd be happy to like help you get more involved and take a look at like switching from like you said, from kind of part-time to full-time. So
That's awesome.
shoot me a DM. Yeah, I think that I've got some opportunities for you that you might be interested in.
That's
No,
awesome.
no problem. I'll send you one right now. I'll talk to you guys later.
That's awesome, man.
Sure.
Thanks a lot, Donnie.
And
Dude, Poops, thanks
just
a lot,
be
man.
respectful.
That's great to see. I mean,
Yeah,
I love if the Monks Academy can get these things going for community members. That's amazing, man.
yeah, and just to be respectful of everybody's time. I know that like Donnie had to drop. If there's
Yep.
anybody else that has to drop, if you guys I think let me check my calendar real quick. I think that what is today? I don't have anything for another hour, so I'm free to like chat a little bit. If anybody, if y'all want to stay on and talk a little bit more, I'm fine with that. I understand that other people have like day jobs and stuff. Fortunately, I don't. Like, I don't have to work for anybody, and like I can just sit around my house naked all day if I want. And so, like, yeah, it's awesome. I love it. That's part of working for a DAO. But yeah, no. Anyway, if you guys have questions or whatever, like feel
Yep.
free to raise your hand or tag me in the chat, and I'm free to. Like I said, I'm happy to hang out for another 20-30 minutes. I really wanted to talk to Donnie some more about what he's got going on and see what we couldn't get him started doing there, because I think he would have been an awesome kind of example for everybody else that's here in the audience right now, of like how we can anybody can jump right in and get involved and get active with us. So I'm sad that he had to drop, because I'd really loved to talk about that with him. But if anybody else is interested,
Yeah.
Man, I'm happy to dive into some of that right now if y'all want.
Yeah, guys.
I see.
If there's anything, if anyone wants to raise their hand, or after the session, if you want to speak to Poopster, or if you want to drop a message on the Monks Academy on the Discord channel, just feel free to drop a line. I think it's very important things that Poopster's extended his time to for you guys. Anyone who wants to get involved in DAO, please do get in touch with Poopster. Poopster. I mean, thanks again for extending your time and everything for the channel, and amazing work you're doing so far in terms of connecting community members to other DAOs and helping them get involved.
Man, I'm this is what I love to do. I can't believe they pay me to do this, to be honest with you. I can't believe that this is my dream job, basically. And it's not a job, that's the cool thing. So I'm more than happy to be here and chat with you guys, and
Yeah, I just love chatting as well. So I'm grateful for the opportunity of being involved in a DAO in a way. So I'm really happy in terms of putting these sessions out. So yeah. If there's any other questions, guys, anyone have any other questions?
Is there anything in the chat that
we've got one. Hi, Joe. I think he's coming on. Yeah, I think he's some reason. I think he's. Here we go.
No worries.
I think he's having trouble connecting. Sorry, I can't seem to get you on to speak. Oh yeah, hi.
He's gonna.
Can you guys hear?
Yeah. Hi,
yes.
Hi, man.
Oh, sorry about that. It's first time actually, so I didn't find the button. I had to click to shout it.
No worries.
No worries.
Yeah. To give it a bit of context, I'm quite new to crypto. It's been 7 or 8 months I've been hanging around. Prior to that, I was on a sabbatical, finding something to do. So I thought crypto was super interesting, specifically DeFi. But the way I got about it, I started building, because that's pretty much the way I learn and understand things. And now I'm finding myself in a space that, okay, I have built some things that I like. I think they're cool, but the way I'm still very far from communities, from DAOs, and I came to a point that I really need to learn that. So even though I'm a founder right now, I'm considering joining a DAO just to get a hang of it and to learn this community trade. I'd love to hear some thoughts on it, and how should I think about my journey from here on?
That's a great question. That's a great question, Poopster.
Can you give me a little more background, on kind of what you do? You mind going into that a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. So I have been working pretty much with data for 10 years or so. I used to work in finance, stayed there for 8 years. mostly on data tasks. So I code somewhat, code reasonably. I have been doing like Solidity code, been doing full stack code as well. Then I went to the tech industry. I work at Uber pretty much on data as well. I did data and operations. I did like many different things. I launched cities, but like the biggest contribution I made was around marketing incentives. Was pretty much like quantitative marketing, testing a bunch of things, running a lot of A/B tests. But I have been all over the place, honestly. Yeah, that's. Is there anything else I should add to that?
No, I was just kind of to get a general idea of like, what it is you do, and I think like what it is you want to do. What your yeah. I was just so that kind of that makes things a little bit more clear. I think that like that's awesome that do you mind like sharing some of the projects you've been working with? Too much, or is that like under
No,
wraps and stuff?
that would be amazing. Yeah, I'm working on Indexpo. It's indexpo.org. We have pretty much a demo right now. It's working on Polygon, but it's not live, and like it's working, but it's not audited, and we're not that. We haven't reached like a stable version, but yeah.
Oh well. So yeah, do you have a link? I think that man, this is really kind of coincidental, but there may be a cool opportunity here for us. In that, like, have you heard of the Polygon ecosystem DAO?
Yeah, I just applied for a grant there, like yesterday.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah. Well, great. So I'm a Genesis team member there, and I was gonna tell you, if you haven't applied yet, go ahead and do that, and we can look at like getting some funding and marketing and stuff like that there. So, but if you've already submitted the Google form, the Google Doc.
Yeah, I did. Charles got back to me as well.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. When did he? What was that? This morning?
It's like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome, man. You never know where you're gonna run into somebody. I'm not sure exactly. What was the name of the project?
Indexpo.
Indexpo.
Yeah, I can send a link.
Oh, Indexpo. Oh, I got you.
No, Index pool. Yeah, Index pool. No, Index pool. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'll send a general chat so it's easier.
Yeah, send me a link. I'd love to take a look. But yeah, so like I think that's an amazing resource that that you should definitely take advantage of, and I see that you're doing that. So it's really, you wouldn't believe how many people I've just run into lately that just happen to be launching projects on Polygon, and this is just another example of that. It's awesome. God damn, where's this server? Polygon.
And I have been thinking about joining the Polygon ecosystem DAO as a member as well, so I can get.
Hey, you know what? That's a great one. Why don't you? Why don't I think that? I think that. Oh, I see. Look, I see Charles just responded. You're right. 20 minutes. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, this is awesome, man. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to go off on too much here, but yeah, I think that would be a good place for you to get involved as a member. Another kind of option for you is man, there's so many. Like, what do you want to? Do you have any idea of like what exactly what kind of role you would want to have inside the DAO? Have you thought about that yet, or like,
Uh,
or just,
I think
or
most.
did you just want to like join in general and just kind of get the feel, or did you actually have like something that you want to kind of work on there, or accomplish, I guess?
I think the things I can contribute more easily are around like creating dashboards and setting metrics, keeping track of
Dude,
targets and things like that.
I I think that would be if you have the opportunity to do that. I think it would be an amazing opportunity. I would highly encourage anybody who has like the time to get involved with a DAO and actually take on like a role there. I would highly recommend, because I feel like that, going forward, it's not going to be like too much longer here. We're not talking years. Going forward, I feel like that DAOs are going to be a huge, all these kind of non-governmental organizations that we see now are, going forward are going to be DAOs. So like, I feel like any experience that you can get with a DAO right now is a good experience. I'll throw it out there, and I'm not trying to I don't want to shill the projects that I work with and I work for, but I do want to share these opportunities. Like with Umma right now, I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with Umma, but there's like some amazing opportunities with what we're building there to kind of we've got a community-led branch of in Umma that's similar to the monks, but it's more kind of like anybody can join and get involved. Literally.
Poop, sorry to interrupt. Maybe for the community members, I guess we can, if you can, maybe we can take it offline and
Yeah,
just for the purpose of time. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, no worries, no worries. Sure, I'm happy to. But yeah, so I think that overall, there's like tons of opportunities. If anybody like needs help getting started, wants to contribute, you don't know where to start, you can feel free to message myself, Arash, or any of the monks, and like we're more than happy to give direction and kind of help you figure out like what it is, what the next steps are, and what we can do to help.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for your question, Joe. Hope it was answered, and hope you guys can have a fruitful discussion, and hopefully something comes out of it. I really hope so.
Thank you very much. Thanks for hosting this. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks.
Sure.
Does anyone have any other questions? So far, no. So, thanks a lot for your time, Poops. It's been a really, really emotional first few minutes once I heard your story as well. And props to you, man. You've really inspired me as well, and I think so many community members as well from what you've spoken today. So really, really thankful for you for sharing your experiences. Thanks for participating.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I love this. So happy to do it. And anytime I get a chance to do things like this, I'm more than happy to step up and I love this stuff. So yeah, Thank you for allowing me to get up here and talk for an hour and whatever it's been, 15 minutes now. Y'all just let me do what I love doing. So thank you for everybody for listening and putting up with me for so long.
No, man, it's been a great session.
Grateful for
Thanks.
that.
Really, really, I just loved your insights and experiences. That's very inspiring. Thank you very much, and thank you
Cool,
guys for listening in. Thank you very much, and take care. Bye.
Yeah. And once again, if anybody needs anything, just please feel free to message me, and I'm happy to help out where I can get you in. So thanks everybody.
All right, take care, guys. See you, Poopster.